The sun burned mercilessly over the NYSC orientation camp in Kaduna. Underneath its unforgiving glare, Tomiwa, a soft-spoken Lagos boy with big dreams, met Aisha, a strong-willed northern beauty. Their love started in the simplest way: a chance encounter during morning drills, a shared bottle of water after an exhausting endurance trek, stolen glances across the parade ground. By the second week, they were inseparable, spending nights under the mango tree, whispering dreams and fears. Aisha was unlike any woman Tomiwa had ever met. Smart, fiercely independent, yet gentle, but their love was forbidden. Aisha's father, a respected Amir, had her future planned. Tomiwa was not part of it. Aisha was sent to a remote village in Katsina, miles away from Tomiwa, who remained in Kaduna city. Distance stretched their love thin, but they fought to hold on. Letters, weekend visits, and midnight calls kept their hearts connected. One evening, Aisha received a letter not from Tomiwa, but from her father. "Come home. A marriage has been arranged for you." Panic gripped her. She refused. A week later, a new copper doctor, Farouk, arrived at her PPA, place of primary assignment. He was charming, kind, and worst of all, he understood her struggles. One night, while battling a fever, Aisha collapsed. Farouk carried her to the clinic, staying by her side. Rumors spread like wildfire. Back in Kaduna, Tomiwa received an anonymous text. "She is not yours alone." Tomiwa's trust wavered. The doubt festered, and when he confronted Aisha over the phone, her silence was louder than words. Heartbroken, Tomiwa stopped calling. He buried himself in work, ignoring Aisha's desperate messages. Then, a month before the NYSC passing out parade, Aisha was summoned home. She had no choice but to obey. Her father's condition was clear: marry the man he had chosen, or be disowned. The wedding date was set. On the eve of her engagement, she sent one final letter to Tomiwa. "I never betrayed you. But tomorrow, I will lose you forever." Tomiwa didn't hesitate. He left Kaduna at dawn, traveling 7 hours to Kano, then another 3 to Aisha's hometown. He arrived breathless, his heart pounding as he stood before the grand gates of her family's mansion. But he was too late. The courtyard was filled with people. The wedding had begun. Aisha, dressed in a shimmering gold hijab, stood beside her groom, her eyes dull. As the imam recited the vows, Tomiwa stormed in. Gasps filled the air. Aisha's father rose in fury. "Who is this boy?" Tears streamed down Aisha's face. "The man I love." The silence was deafening. Tomiwa turned to Aisha's groom, a man he had never met. "If she loves you, let her choose. If she loves me, let her go." For a moment, time stood still. Then, in an act of unexpected mercy, the groom stepped aside. "Go," he said. "Be with him." Aisha ran into Tomiwa's arms, weeping. Her father watched in stony silence. Then, with a final look of disappointment, he uttered words that shattered her heart. "You are no longer my daughter." Aisha and Tomiwa left that day with nothing but the clothes on their backs and love in their hearts. She lost her family. He lost his peace. But together, they built something new. NYSC ended, but their story had just begun. Years later, as Tomiwa stood at the airport, waiting for Aisha, now a doctor, to return from a medical mission, he smiled. They had survived distance, betrayal, pain. Because love, true love, was always worth fighting for.